To retain length without doing protective hairstyles? Yes, it is possible. Hey guys, now I want to tell us how you can retain length without doing or using protective hairstyles. Now, like I said, protective hairstyles are hairstyles that we use to protect our hair. But a lot of people have asked that, is it possible to be able to retain length without using protective hairstyle or without doing protective hairstyle? Whether it's a long-term protective hairstyle or short-term protective hairstyle, is it possible for them to be able to retain length without having to put their hair on a protective hairstyle? And my answer is yes, it is possible. Now I'm going to be sharing with you 5 ways in which you can retain so much length on your hair without putting it in a protective hairstyle. Number 1 is low manipulation hairstyles. Yes, you have to do low manipulation hairstyles. Now, low manipulation hairstyles are different from protective hairstyles because these are hairstyles that you carry for just few days. It's not even up to a week. And the reason why you put in low manipulation hairstyle is to avoid you from constantly or regularly combing your hair whenever you want to step out or whenever you want to style your hair. So using low manipulation hairstyles, it avoids you always combing your hair, and combing your hair regularly can cause hair breakage. So with low manipulation hairstyles, you can reduce the amount of times in which you comb your hair, or you stress your hair, or you manipulate your hair. Now, examples of these low manipulation hairstyles are braid out, twist out, flat twist, chunky twist, chunky braids. We have a lot of people say they grow their hair using all of this hairstyle. Yes, it is possible for you to retain so much length and grow your hair using all of those kind of hairstyles. Now, the second thing you can do to be able to retain length without doing a protective hairstyle is gently detangling. You have to make sure that you detangle your hair gently when your hair is out, okay? And you have to make sure you detangle your hair wet and not dry, because the moment you start detangling your hair dry, you're going to experience a lot of breakage and a lot of split ends and a lot of shedding on that hair. And whenever you want to detangle your hair, you have to make sure you go first with moisturizing your hair or making your hair wet enough for you to be able to detangle, and always go in first with finger detangling before you go in with your brushes, your tangle teasers. Make sure you first of all finger detangle your hair before going in with any hair tool at all. Now, what is the third thing that you need to know about how you can retain so much length on your hair without doing a protective hairstyle? The next one is moisturizing your hair regularly. We can't overemphasize the benefits or the results that it gives to you when you moisturize your hair regularly, especially those of you that don't want to put your hair on a long-term protective hairstyle. But if at all your hair is on a long-term protective hairstyle, you can't also skip doing moisturizing regularly. But for those of you that are not on a long-term protective hairstyle or any protective hairstyle at all, you have to make sure that you moisturize your hair as often and as consistent as possible. You have to know the different type and know your hair type so that you know the type of moisturizing technique that works better for you. If you're low porosity or high porosity or medium porosity, you know the kind of moisturizing technique that will work perfectly for you, and you stick to it. Doing that, you'll be able to see a lot of results on your hair. Now, the next hairstyle is protecting your ends and also protecting your hair at night. Now, protecting your ends is very, very, very important. Like I said, you have to make sure that you tuck in your ends and protect your ends from grabbing onto rough surfaces like your shirts, your necklaces, your earrings that might actually cause damage to the ends of your hair. So you have to learn how to protect your hair. You have to learn how to tuck in your hair whenever you want to sleep or whenever you want to step out. You can just do a style that will just allow you to tuck in your hair even though you are on a low manipulation hairstyle. You have to make sure that you tuck in and protect your hair. And the next one is protecting your hair at night. So you have to make sure that you protect your hair at night. All right. I advise people that if you're not on a protective hairstyle and you're actually on probably a low manipulation hairstyles like flat twist, wash and goes, and all of that, make sure you don't sleep on your bare hair. Yes, make sure you don't sleep on your bare hair to avoid maximum shrinkage that will actually cost you a lot at later on. So I advise people that if you know that you're gonna take your hair out, or you're gonna enjoy, or style your hair out for event and all of that, whenever you get back home, make sure you put your hair on a low manipulation hairstyle. It can be a chunky twist, it can be 4 braids, it can be 4 cornrows, but make sure you're not sleeping on your bare hair just the way it is. All right, so that's the best way you can protect your hair and avoid having less damage on your hair, even if it's not on a protective hairstyle. Now let me know in the comment section if this is actually very, very impactful to you, and if you've learned 1 or 2 things. And these are for those people that really want to share or want to do something different with your hair without putting it on a protective hairstyle. This is how you can protect your hair and actually retain so much length by doing this. All right, guys. All right, to all my existing subscribers, thank you for sticking around and throwing out your opinion on every of my videos. And for those of you watching me for the first time, hello, my name is Pamela, and it's nice to have you watch me. And I want to ask and plead with you for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch all of our YouTube videos, because I have something or more than one thing educative for you to learn on how you can take good care of your hair in the later on. All right, guys, see you in my next video. Bye-bye.